name's Solomon Kleinsmith.
Hi, my name is Jessica Eise.
Our job here in Tampa is to represent the 86% of Americans who say there's too much money in politics. So we decided to consult our citizen advisors.
I want real political discourse. I want a system where our politicians are held accountable to the people they represent, not the corporations they represent.
Who is paying for the food at each candidate's convention parties? What company logos are emblazoned near each candidate? My wish for the upcoming conventions, both Democrat and Republican, is to expose where the money is coming from as a first step in a concerted effort to take money out of politics.
So today's mission is clear. It's all about lobbying.
I'm here at Tropicana Field, and the event that's going on today is Home Runs for Kids. And it's an event that lobbyists, congressmen, sponsors come to sort of rub shoulders with each other and, you know, talk and have a chance to schmooze, so to speak. I'm going to see if I can get anyone to answer some questions and talk to us about how lobbying plays a part in the democratic process.
We found John McKechnie, a lobbyist for credit unions.
And you're a lobbyist with what company?
I do financial services for a bunch of different clients.
Right.
I think a lobbyist is an educator and somebody who has information. And we try to be helpful when we can. Lawmakers make their own decisions, but we try to provide information. Citizens have plenty of opportunities to get involved, too. They ought to do more. Mm-hmm. People ought to vote more. People ought to get more involved with their lawmakers.
Politico's Anna Palmer is an expert in all things lobby.
I think it's easy to simplify everything. You can demonize or, believe that somebody's the best. I think a lot of lobbyists are working for interests that they believe in, that they want to put forward, and certainly, as most citizens believe that there should be the ability to petition the government, and that is what, at the core, they're doing. There's lots of different kinds of lobbyists. A lobbyist is somebody who is advocating a position that makes contacts with members of Congress. There are some lobbyists that specialize in access lobbying, saying that they can open doors to certain members of Congress. But there's a lot of lobbyists who are technical lobbyists. Sometimes that makes a lot more sense and is a bigger deal for a big company than actually getting in the door to meet with a member of Congress. You can have a phrase in a bill that can cost companies millions of dollars. When the health care bill, for example, was going through Congress, you had the pharmaceutical industry, the drug companies, you had the healthcare associations, you had education companies. So all of those stakeholders were at the table, and they all probably have different ideas of what should be in a bill. If a bill is written, sometimes industry has a big part in a bill. Sometimes a lawmaker crafts the bill, but then they look at it and this company says, this provision is going to cost me $20 million, and that means 10,000 jobs, for example. You can see how it becomes real from just something on a piece of paper into real life.
The first thing I'd like you to do, if you could introduce yourself to the camera.
Congressman John Mica, and I'm the congressman from Central Florida. I'm the chairman of the Transportation Infrastructure Committee of the U.S. House.
So you are, I would imagine, approached by many lobbyists.
Yes, as a matter of fact, thousands of individuals and numerous people who represent various interests contact members of Congress on a regular basis, daily.
How do you perceive their role in the democratic process?
Well, I think the public has to understand for every interest, so-called special interest, they're equal and opposing interests. There's never anything that's just, say, one way. So. Everybody in America is represented by someone who may be a government representative or a lobbyist. If I have a handwritten note from, say, an individual and they make a good point, that can outweigh somebody who's getting $500,000 a year to lobby.